Good afternoon. Welcome to October. Oh my goodness. I am about to go into the October energy forecast and I am so freaking excited about it. Oh, I can't wait to share it with you. So, as you are popping in, whether you're catching me live or on the replay, say hi. Let me know you're here. And I cannot wait to share what's in store in October for you for a few reasons. Number one, October is a 7 energy month. Sorry, I'm like getting myself organized here. That's all right. October is a 7 energy month. And 7 happens to be my favorite number because it is my ruling number. If you are a ruling number 7 or if you have 7s in your chart, comment in the chat, let me know. You will know if you have a 7 in your chart because if there is a 7 anywhere in your birthday, that is a quick and easy way to know if you have a 7 in your chart. So if you were born on like 17th or in 1970 something or in 1997, anywhere that you've got a 7 in your birth chart will tell you that 7 plays a prominent role in your energy. And the other reason I'm really excited to share this forecast for October is that October is going to be a preview month to all the energy we're going to be dealing with in 2023. So 2023 is a 7 energy year. And this October, 7 energy month. So as you can see, it's a shorter and more contained version of the annual energy for next year. So I'm going to go into a few things that are going on this month. And I'd love for you to just comment and let me know as you're listening, what's landing for you? What are your biggest takeaways? What are you going to actually use and apply of what I'm trying? Oh, what is happening here? I was outside and it's windy. Okay, let's do this, shall we? And not mind the crazy wind here. Okay. First of all, 7 energy represents a leap of faith. It also represents developing trust and a relationship with source energy because you are able to take a leap of faith. You are able to lean into trust when you know that source, that the universe, that God, your guides, your angels, whatever it is, has your back. When you know the universe has your back, it is so much easier to take a leap of faith. It is so much easier to hear your intuition speaking and listen to it because you understand that you are guided, you understand that you're protected, you understand that you're taken care of. So this, I think, is one of the most important things to recognize about the 7 is it's here to take a risk. It's here to put yourself out there. It's here to try something new and stretch the boundaries of what you know, to put yourself in a position that you've never been in before and see what happens. It is the risk taker. It is the rebel. 7 is also very strong teaching energy, and it teaches through the energy of let me experience this and experiment with it, and let me share what I'm learning along the way. So there's going to be a lot to learn in October. So let's get into this a little bit more. One of the strongest energies that's going to come up is this idea of taking a leap and then letting the net appear after. So many of us, we feel like we want to have all the answers mapped out. We feel like we want to know, the ins and the outs, the yeses and the nos, what would happen if this, what would happen if that. And all of this overthinking, over planning, and over preparation actually puts us into a freeze response where we don't take any action, right? And the 7 is saying, no, what if you could trust yourself to have your own back, trust the universe to have your back, take a leap of faith, leap, and then trust that the net will appear. And I want to just take this analogy one step further. It's not so much the net, it's trust that when you take a leap, the path will appear. And I think this is what's most important for this month's energy is that we are creating in the newness right now. We are creating in the unknown right now. There is a lot of change happening. And so most people cannot rely on historical plans to guide them forward. They need to learn to work in the unknown where there's change constantly. And so forward-looking plans may or may not help you. Now, here's what I want to say about forward-looking plans. It's not that they don't help you. They do, because they give you a sense of if various scenarios unfold, I will feel prepared. And when you feel prepared, you learn to trust yourself more, right? So thinking about all the possible scenarios and creating a forward-looking plan for it is one way to develop trust in yourself. Another way to develop trust in yourself is to learn to lean into your inner guidance system, to learn to trust source to guide you, to learn to trust the universe to have your back. And that trust should not be developed blindly. It should be developed and cultivated through a relationship. So, one of my favorite ways to cultivate that relationship is through my practices of numerology. I go into my chart, I look at the forecast, and I allow it to create a conversation with me where I can hear what's coming up in the energy. I can hear what's coming up in my own chart. I can feel into it. I can explore it. And there's this back and forth feeling of let me take a step and reassess. Let me take a step and reassess. And in doing so, I'm having this two-way conversation with the universe and I'm receiving the guidance I need to move forward. And this is what's going to allow me to create newness in the unknown, to create a tangible physical outcome in the unknown, is through learning to navigate with that. So let's go into the specific details a little bit more. So as I mentioned, it's a 7 energy month. Risk taking is going to be rewarded. Trying different things is going to be rewarded. Putting yourself outside of your comfort zone is going to be rewarded. Don't just take the tried and tested true path. Like, explore, push your boundaries a little bit. This is going to be incredibly important. You may have experienced some financial outflows, let's say, around the 2nd of the month, which was basically yesterday on Sunday. You may have experienced some financial outflows. And if that happened, that's okay. Recognize that as of today, we are entering a new manifestation cycle, which is particularly built on financial karma. So we have a new manifestation cycle starting today where there's going to be financial karma unfolding. And what does financial karma look like? Karma is really understanding that energy needs to balance. Okay. So what that means, if you feel like you've been giving a lot, now you're entering a manifestation cycle starting today where it's time for you to receive. And if you've been on the receiving end a lot lately, recognizing that now it's time for me to give. Karma, when it comes to value or money, it needs to be this ebb and this flow exchange of energy. The next significant date that I really want to point out is starting on Sunday. Oh, you know, I don't know if you guys have been hearing this or feeling this lately, but man, the energies have been strong and intense. And this Sunday, we actually have a full moon on a 7 energy day in a 7 energy month. So we have a double 7 coming down. And there's also a highlight of thought leadership energy coming through here. And so, what this is really clearly telling us is that in my ability to trust myself, in the relationship I've cultivated with universe and source energy, the inner guidance system I've developed because of this, I am going to receive insight, wisdom, and guidance. What this means is that the full moon on October 9th is actually a wisdom portal that's deeply connected with your intuition. Okay. A wisdom portal deeply connected to your intuition. So that means there's wisdom and guidance available to you when you take time to hear that inner voice, to hear that inner guidance system, to connect with those universal energies. So how do you do that? Well, that's going to be different for everyone depending on your practices and your devotions. Obviously, like I said, I like to connect in through numbers. So I will spend some time doing some numerology readings for myself, looking at my chart. I highly recommend, if you're working with a numerologist, to reach out to them and ask them to update your reading based on the fact that there is this wisdom portal available on October 9th. You can also lean into your own practices. So take some time to journal, take some time in meditation, in stillness, in nature, in yoga, take a quiet bath, and allow yourself to receive wisdom and guidance. It is going to start to come through on October 9th, and it's going to even get stronger on October 10th. So it's almost like we open the door on October 9th, and then October 10th, it picks up. There's like a momentum and a current that picks up. It's like the door's wide enough open that the energy can start to flow. Okay. So that's going to be on October 10th. So don't be busy on October 10th. Like, let yourself have some spaciousness to receive guidance, whether it's getting into a circle with others where you journal and you reflect and you talk about it, whether it's receiving a healing or a reading or some energy work, a coaching session, something to allow that wisdom to be reflected to you, and spend some time connecting deeply with yourself. If you are looking for practices around this, I would love, love, love to invite you to join my next round of the Practical Numerology Certification Training. It's open right now, and we actually start on October 11th. Okay, so if you're feeling called to learn this deeper, please connect with me, because the doors are going to only be open until Friday. When you sign up, you actually do receive a private numerology reading to kind of get you started in all of this. So it's a really great way to understand what's happening with your own code, and then to learn the ins and the outs of it so you can interpret your own code as well as interpreting other people's codes. That starts on October 11th. And interestingly enough, you know, things don't happen accidentally. So October 11th is the day that Practical Numerology officially starts the next round. We've already got some incredible numerologists who are retaking. My alumni are always welcome to reattend for free. Once you're in my community, you get to keep playing as long as you want. And I already have some brand new students enrolled, and it's going to be an incredible group of people. The energy is already building. But the really cool thing is October 11th is an expansion energy for your mind, meaning ideas and communications want to grow and expand. And what you're going to need to do is let go of the stories you have of being small and holding yourself back, and be willing to open up to a possibility of the future that you're creating. So often we don't realize that we are our own worst enemy in a sense, because we hang on so tightly to the stories of our smallness because it's familiar. It's what we're used to. It's what's normal to us. And on October 11th, you are going to be asked to let go of some of those smallness stories and open your mind into the expansion that you're creating, because there is new ideas and new wisdom that wants to flow. And the number one way to expand into that in this portal, particularly on October 11th, is through play, through creativity, and through play. So let yourself do that. Let yourself try new things. Starting on the 12th, you're really going to be activating into this expanded portal of thought. You are going to be building your body of work. This is a time to take time to write, reflect, journal, take notes, and explore what do I feel is true? What do I know about the world around me? What makes sense to me? How do I understand it? And what expanded ways of communication can I invite in to share this wisdom with those around me? People need it. And this wisdom portal is opening for you to receive. But it's not just for you to receive, it's for you to be an active flow. It's about being in reciprocity with this energy. So you get to receive it, but then you get to flow it out to those around you who need and want your energy. As I shared in the free trainings I just offered, if you were not in Magnetic Soul Codes, I highly encourage you to join. DM me for the link. It's totally free. All the replays are up. But we talked a lot about how everybody out there is seeking one particular energy, and everybody out there carries an energetic answer, an energetic solution. So there's people walking around with an energetic question, an ask, and there's people walking around with the solution. And when you understand, like, what is the solution I'm carrying? What is the ask I'm carrying? Or even better, what is the ask my people are carrying? You can come together and bridge this gap and create this beautiful synergy where these problems and solutions get brought together and new opportunities and new possibilities emerge. This is what's available to you in this wisdom portal of expanded thought. Take time to create and write in this window, particularly on the 18th. So the 9th of the month and the 18th of the month are both double seven energy days. Okay. So it's a seven energy month, seven energy day. And with the 18th, there's also this idea of grounding things in. So whatever ideas you've been working on, it's time to anchor them in and ground them in and do something with them. Don't be passive. Take action, take a step, put an offer out there, put an idea out there, reach out to someone, communicate with them. Like let the energy come and move out of you out into the world so it can create. It needs to co-create through movement out and movement in, movement out and movement in, right? Is this reciprocity energy. So the movement out to ground and create is going to be on the 18th of the month. Take a risk, put yourself out there. Even if it's scary, try it anyways. Like what's the worst that can happen, right? Sometimes that's simply the question that needs to be answered is what's the worst that can happen? Familiarize yourself with it. All right, fine. I'm going to do it anyways because the risk of not doing it is worse than the risk of doing it, right? The risk of staying small, the risk of holding yourself back, the risk of staying contained is a lot worse than the risk of leaping and trying and letting yourself see what could happen. Okay. So we talked about Leap in the Path will appear on October 9th. We talked about a download day on October 10th. We talked about a portal of expanded thought to build your body of work, basically moving through the 11th and the 12th and onwards. The October 18th being about grounding your ideas. Like I know this is a lot, so I hope you're taking notes with your day planner because this is a big deal. And then on the 22nd, you guys, I don't even know what is going on the 22nd. The 22nd is a day that feels like it's kind of almost like out of left field in some senses. Which makes sense because the 7 is a lot about working in the unknown. But the 22nd is actually a beautiful love portal. And it's a love portal that you can utilize in 2 different ways. Number 1 is partnered romantic love between 2 humans, right? And number 2 is the love relationship you have with Source, with God, with the universe, with your guides, whatever that looks like to you, right? This love energy is incredibly strong and it's about coming together to feel and hear something greater than yourself, right? Whether it's a relationship coming together to create something greater than the 2 individuals involved, or the relationship you have with source energy coming together to allow your life to be expanded in even greater ways, to allow your purpose and your contribution to be expanded in even greater ways. So this is on the 22nd. And then on the 25th, you will notice that because of this expansion of love energy, your creative forces are really, really strong. And on the 25th, you're going to be very creative. You're going to be very sensitive. You're going to be feeling a lot of feelings, a lot of compassion and empathy and connectivity where you can like pick up on what other people are feeling and sensing. And that's actually going to help you remember the principle of oneness and interconnectedness and how deeply connected energetically we all are. So if you're a sensitive person, the 25th of the month, you will feel lots of feels. It's not a problem, a punishment, a curse, nothing like that. It's actually a gift. And if you're not sure how, again, check out Magnetic Soul Codes. I will help you understand how to use some of these intense tools you have for your highest good, because that's what they're there for, right? It's actually a gift you carry. You just haven't learned how to work with it yet, and that's okay. And then leading from the 25th all the way to the end of the month, it's all about finding your community or building it. So we are collaborative people, and this energy going forward is meant to be in collaboration, in partnership, in community, in connection, both with seen and unseen forces, right? So connecting and collaborating with the loved ones in your world, whether it's a circle of people, your mastermind, whatever that be, your business besties, that kind of thing. And then also letting yourself connect with the unseen forces and energies that have your back, that are here for you, that want to guide you, that are here ensuring your success. They are so there for you. So let yourself build your community. Basically the entire last week of October, starting on the 25th onwards. And I would be like absolutely remiss if I didn't take a minute to talk about Halloween. Halloween being a highly intuitive, day. The veil will be very thin for lots of reasons, but numerology really shows us that you will be able to hear and receive messages from spirit very, very strongly, and that those messages from spirit are meant to ground you even deeper into a potency of self-trust, a potency of knowing who you are, right? So receiving those messages from spirit to ground you into your truth so that you are rooted, so that you know why you're here and you're able to share that. You're able to give that. You're able to contribute that with the energy of reciprocity, both giving and receiving. It's cyclical, right? It's like a tide, right? Comes in, goes out, comes in, goes out. And if you're not playing with that energy, then you're blocking that energy, right? Which means that what wants to flow into you can't flow into you. So in order to open those portals, you need to be willing to play the game where you show up and you contribute your energy. Casting portals would maybe be the term that I would use to kind of summarize this whole month. There's so many opportunities available to you, but they're not passive. They're not just going to land on your lap. It's like, what do I do to cast that portal? What do I do to show the universe I want my next step? You take an action, you move forward, you take a risk, you trust that when I take a step, the next stone will rise up to meet me. When I take a step, the next stone will rise up to meet me. You don't need to see the whole thing mapped out. What you need to do is be highly attuned to the energetics that are flowing around you, going in, connecting to yourself and letting yourself respond to what you feel based on your connection to your truth. So if these are tools you want to learn how to use, I would love to invite you in to join me in the Practical Numerology certification. Like I said, the doors are open now. They're only open until Friday. So you only have a few days to decide. If you're curious, reach out to me and let me know. I'd love to hop on a one-on-one call, chat, and then we can find out if this is a fit for you. And I did just announce today that I'm going to be offering another bonus that's really, really popular among my numerology students, which is soulmate clients. And so when I was sharing that there's an energetic ask that your soulmate clients carry, you are coded to them. They are coded to you. They are seeking out your energy. So if you can understand what that energetic ask is, and it's a soul contract, that's what it is. I'm interpreting the soul contract for you so you can apply it into your work. Okay, so that's the bonus training. It's a very popular workshop that I have requested all the time, and I'm going to be offering it completely free to you when you sign up for Practical Numerology certification. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you. What's your number one takeaway? What are you going to apply from this? And I want to know, like, what is your relationship with the leap of faith energy? Do you like it? Are you hesitant with it? How do you know when it's time for you to move forward and take a step? I'd love to know. Share with me in the comments your number one takeaway. I also, please, please, please tag a friend, share this out, share it onto your feed, because this energy, like I said, is the preview for 2023. And the people who are comfortable working in the unknown, the people who are comfortable navigating by feel and by sense and by the energetic interpretation, are the people who are going to be having support and success in 2023, right? You guys, because you know this stuff, are literally ahead of the curve. So share it with the people who need to hear this. This is going to be your biggest asset in navigating 2023, is that you know how to work in the unknown. And anybody who has the ability to navigate by energy, expand your skills using that tool, because it will support you next year. There's going to be a lot of change, a lot of stretching and unfamiliarness and risk-taking next year. And it is going to be the people who are most comfortable working with energies that are going to be the most supported in that environment. So now is the time to take on any of those new energetic practices that have been calling to you, to dial up your own. And if you want numerology to be one of them, reach out, let me know. I would love to support you with that. Okay, comment, share. I can't wait to see where this goes. I can't wait to see what your takeaways are. And I hope that you have an amazing October.